What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we are going to be doing a squad builder for you guys. Now, at the time I'm recording this video, it's the weekend, so content hasn't came out yet for the week. So if any of the new cards came out, decreased value, which I'm kind of counting on a little bit of decrease of value, or if any of the new cards would make this list, I just do want to apologize first and foremost to you guys because I am recording this video on the weekend. But you're gonna get some of the best budget ballers right now in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM on this 100K squad builder. Before we dive any deeper, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please consider smashing the subscribe button. So we are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. We're going to start off at the starting point guard position with a point guard that I'm a big fan of in Amethyst, DeJounte Murray. With the new Magic Johnson in the game, with some of these other point guards that are pretty tall like Penny Hardaway, you want a guy that can compete with those guys. And I think DeJounte Murray can. You're looking at a guard with an 85 3-ball, 80 driving dunk, 92 ball handle. I know his interior says a 53, but he's got an 82 steal, 89 perimeter, good rebounder, good speed, lateral quickness. The thing I like most is the Hall of Fame floor general. It's kind of a badge that is underappreciated. Combine that with 41 other badges, a total of 42 badges. This DeJounte Murray is just an all-around hooper. I mean, there's not many hoopers in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. DeJounte Murray is one of them. His release leaves a little bit more than a lot to be desired, to be honest with you guys. But I think what he gives you on the defensive end of the court for 7,000 MT can more than make up for it. Definitely get the mystic DeJounte Murray because he does add that Hall of Fame floor general. At the starting shooting guard position, a card that has went up so much in price recently is the Amethyst Eddie Jones. Now, he might be cheaper on PlayStation than he is here on Xbox, but at the time that I'm recording this video, he's 17,000 MT. Now, he's still worth all of that MT in my opinion. I know it's a lot of MT, but I'm going to be willing to pay that 93 ball, 85 driving dunk, 88 ball handle, 95 steal, 93 perimeter defense, 90 speed, 94 lateral quickness, Hall of Fame interceptor with 42 other badges. These are the types of amethysts that I like running. I don't like running amethyst with 25, 30 badges, but if an amethyst has 40 plus total badges, they can compete. I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to be the best card in the game, but they are going to be able to compete at the highest level. If you can find an Eddie Jones that is fully badged, you're getting an extremely good card. And if I'm willing to pay 17,000 for this card in the 100K squad builder, you better be sure that this card is very solid. I was wondering who to put in my starting small forward position. I went back and forth on a few guys. I settled with Robert Covington. Now, I'm going to go over why I did end up settling with Roko here. First of all, he's 6,000 MT. Okay, 6,000 MT. That's 35 badges, which is not great. But I like cards that I know are going to compete on the defensive end, and to kind of go along with that, Robert Covington, what he's going to be able to do is be a 3-and-D guy. Offensively, not going to be great, but look at the defense. 85 block, 85 steal, 87 perimeter. The most underrated stat on this Robert Covington is that interior defense, which is an 86. He is going to be able to get you guys paint stops, and that cannot go under the radar. 86 speed, 87 lateral quickness. Pretty good badge-wise. I mean, not great, but pretty good, pretty stout badge-wise as well. This Robert Covington is not the best Robert Covington we're going to see all year long. I'm telling you guys, when we get a better version of Robert Covington, he's going to be absolutely elite. His player model is great. His interior is great. All around, Robert Covington is a guy that you can plug in at the small forward position, and he is going to be able to compete. So far, we're right around that 30,000 MT mark. We're going to spend a lot more on Diamond Draymond Green. I'm actually amazed, and I don't know, his price might go up, but Draymond Green right now is not super expensive. I mean, I saw one earlier for 25,000 MT. Even if you have to pay 28,000 for Draymond, it's not the worst, right? Draymond Green, you guys are probably wondering, why would you pay 28,000? That's over 20, that's 28% of the total MT you have here. Well, here's why. Another guy at 6'7", 86 3-ball, 86 ball handle, defensively basically like Roko. He's basically just a better version of Robert Covington. Draymond Green gets you better paint stats. He has a better player build, better player model. defensively, the Hall of Fame defensive leader is so valuable. And so with the starting lineup, you got Hall of Fame floor general with DeJounte Murray, Hall of Fame defensive leader with Draymond Green, which is super important, Hall of Fame intimidator, post-lockdown menace, as well as hustler. 34 gold badges, a very solid release that is super easy to time in green. I think if you search at the right time, you'll be able to find a Draymond that is fully badged. And if you can get a fully badged Draymond Green for 29,000 MT, you're getting in one of the top power forwards in all of 2K, probably a top 3 power forward right now. So I mean, yes, we did have to spend a decent amount of MT on my man right there in Draymond Green. We're also gonna have to spend a decent amount on this card right here in George Mikan. The majority of our total MT is spent with George Mikan and Draymond Green, but I love these cards too much to not include them in this lineup. What George Mikan provides, you guys are probably wondering because he's only 6'10", he provides an 83 ball, which might not seem like great, but his release, guys, is absolutely incredible. Combine that with a 95 driving dunk and his fundamental dribble style with a 79 ball handle. Very solid offensively. Defensively, 93 interior, which is nice. 80 block. Perimeter is a little low. 86 speed, 79 lateral quickness. Not a card that gets talked about enough because his badges aren't great. They're solid enough, but they're badge-wise, again, guys, he's not that extra good in badge-wise. I mean, he's going to be lacking, you know, some badges that you might want. Quick first step, for example. Limitless, for example. Interceptor, clamps. Those types of badges. But still, I think when I play George Mikan, he's a card that can hold it down. And for 26,000, it really came down to George Mikan, and that's really it. George Mikan, Jaren Jackson Jr. maybe, but he's more of just that current gen player, whereas George Mikan's just a little bit of both. If you're on current gen, I do recommend Jaren Jackson Jr. though. So starting lineup, we got DeJounte Murray, Rocco, Eddie Jones, Draymond, and George Mikan. With those guys, you're probably looking at around 80,000 MT. So we have to really ball on a budget for our bench, starting off with Ruby Eric Snow. Now, again, we only have, 25,000 MT to work with, I think. Eric Snow is a card for, 6,000 MT. You can pick up and have a lot of fun with it. He's one of those cards, badge-wise, which he comes with 45 base badges. It's ridiculous. 93 3-ball. The only problem with him is he can't dunk. That's literally the only problem to Eric Snow. Going to defend on the perimeter pretty well. Badge-wise is absolutely magnificent for a Ruby card. And remember, guys, he's 6'3". I like tall point guards, okay? Eric Snow's not necessarily a giant, but he's a 6'3" point guard that can hold it down defensively. It's so rare to find a card that can play really good offense and hold it down defensively. Eric Snow is one of those cards. At the 2, another you guys are going to see a lot of defense is this Amethyst Bruce Bowen. Now, there's a difference in the Bruce Bowens. Definitely make sure you get the signed one, okay? With that, it does come with the Hall of Fame clamps, because you're going to like him a lot better. So this one's for 3,000 MT. You can get a guy with an 89 3-ball. Can't really handle the ball. Does have a 91 steal, 96 perimeter, 82 interior, speed a little low at 83, but a 96 lateral quickness, Hall of Fame corner specialist clamps, an incredible release. The problem with Bruce Bowen, and I want you guys to listen, is he only has 19 total badges. That is not a normal card that I would run, but it's 19. But here's what you guys need to know. Look at his finishing badges. Does he even have a finishing badge? Look at the playmaking badges. Does he even have a playmaking badge? And so that really makes it so his only badges are in shooting and defense. And so that makes it a little bit better for Bruce Bowen. And so he's just a 3-and-D guy. Pretty similar to Robert Covington in what he's going to give you. Another kind of 3-and-D guy, but a little bit better, is Mikal Bridges. Now, you might have to spend a little bit more on Mikal, and his price just might keep rising because of how many people realize Mikal Bridges is good. Right now, for 6,700, pretty good bang for your buck right here. I mean, a guy with basically 40 total badges, 6'6", but he plays much larger than that. 89 3-ball and 80 driving dunk. 79 ball handle, again, 94 steal, 90 perimeter defense, 90 speed, 93 lateral quickness. The thing I like most about Mikal is the Hall of Fame interceptor badge. I mean, shooting-wise, very good release, pretty good badge-wise as far as shooting is considered. But what really does it to me are all of the badges that Mikal Bridges has, including the Hall of Fame interceptor. If you don't know by now, guys, the most significant upgrade from gold to Hall of Fame in any badge, I mean, quick first step, number 1 is pretty valuable. Rebound chaser. But the difference between gold and the Hall of Fame interceptor, I don't think can be overstated. I think the difference between those two badges are so important and so valuable. And a lot of people just don't realize it. Like, the difference between those two are, the gap is so wide. And the fact that Mikal Bridges does have that Hall of Fame interceptor is absolutely incredible. A guy I wish I could find with Hall of Fame interceptor is the Sapphire Jonathan Isaacs, whose price has went way up. I remember when Jonathan Isaac, okay, I mean, there's some here for 2,000 MT, which is a lot better. But, I mean, it's tough to find a badged out Jonathan Isaac. And when I say badged out, fully badged with like 31 golds at least. But even this Jonathan Isaac, a base Jonathan Isaac for 2,900, 6'11", 84 3 ball, 85 driving dunk, can handle the ball, 93 block, 84 steal, 85 perimeter, 80 interior, good rebounder, 83 speed, 87 lateral quickness. You're wondering, what is the downfall of Jonathan Isaac? And honestly, there's not one. The only thing I could maybe even say is a downfall of Jonathan Isaac that isn't really a downfall is I don't green with Jonathan Isaac as consistently as I should. Now, doesn't get sniper or limitless as well, which obviously hurts the card a little bit. But to say Jonathan Isaac isn't incredible is just wrong. You give him rim protector and maybe rebound chaser to make him even that better on defense. He's basically just a Giannis, but he's not quite as good defensively as Giannis. I mean, that's the way I'd phrase it. He's going to shoot better than Giannis, but he's just height-wise feels like Giannis. Obviously, Giannis's player build is just different. But if you don't have the MT for Giannis and you want to get that defensive field, Jonathan Isaac is your man. If you can find a Hall of Fame interceptor, you've got one of the best power forwards in all of 2K. A guy I'm not the highest on is Wang, man. I'm not the highest on Wang. But as far as budget centers are concerned, I got to know who's better than Wang. I've got to know, because right now I don't know of many people that you're going to have more success with than Wang. 89 3-ball, can handle the ball a decent amount. When I say he's not going to get plugged every time he dribbles with the 69 ball handle. 83 block, 84 interior, good rebounder, 72 speed, 70 lateral quickness isn't crazy. Shooting wise is magnificent. The problem is defensively, he's just not great. Comes with silver, quick first step, limitless spot up, interceptor, intimidator, rim. So it's like, you're probably most likely not going to badge him out, but at least he has those badges on silver, right? If they weren't on silver, then I probably wouldn't be quite as high on Wang. But because he at least has the badges and they are on silver, he's going to be able to at least hold it down. So Eric Snow, Bruce Bowen, Mikal Bridges, Jonathan Isaac, you should be able to get all these guys for just over 20,000 MT. So this is what the final squad is going to look like. DeJounte Murray, Eddie Jones in that starting backcourt with Robert Covington at the 3. Draymond Green at the 4, George Mikan at the 5. I kind of think it's pretty balanced because Mikan's kind of that more offensively based center, whereas everybody else in that squad is more defensively based. Same thing with the backup unit. Eric Snow, Bruce Bowen, Mikal Bridges, Jonathan Isaac with a stretch big. I think the value of stretch bigs is I just think it's so valuable that if you have defense everywhere else, I think you will be just fine. But if I had 100,000 MT right now, this is the squad I would try to assemble. Let me know your thoughts on this squad down below in the comments. Is there anybody I missed out on? Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.